Hello, I'm Nick Honey, Basketball Victoria CEO. When we reflect on 2015, it is evident that we've had a year to remember for many reasons. Basketball at the grassroots level is stronger than it has ever been, and that is not a coincidence. It is a result of a clear vision and understanding of our target market and a structure which ensures what we deliver not only meets the needs of our current participants, but also generates new interest in our sport. Our member associations must be credited for the success the sport has achieved across the year. They are truly the engine room of the sport here in Victoria and are to be congratulated. In 2015, Basketball Victoria placed the utmost importance upon growing the sport of basketball throughout the state. The result has been a year of 1, record participants, 2, record revenue, and 3, record investment. 3 key performance outcomes that reflect success. Moving on now to some of our highlights, listed in no particular order. The sport of basketball yielded record numbers across the state, and this growth is reflected in Basketball Victoria's Pathway program numbers. We have had some unprecedented growth across our development programs, with our registrations in Aussie Hoops and Skill Fun and Play programs up 38% on 2014 figures. Numbers across our inclusion programs increased by over 30% on 2014, a direct result of our detailed inclusive basketball strategy. Our growth in on-court programs was equalled, if not surpassed, by our growth in basketball support programs. Our focus and investment in coach education resulted in almost 1,000 additional coaches being put through BV clinics and education programs. We are delighted to see that the number of technical officials also increased, with over 8% growth in referee and score bench numbers. Over the past couple of years, a major focus for Basketball Victoria has been to ensure our properties are best placed to not only attract commercial support, but also to compete with our peers in what is an ever-increasing competitive commercial environment. We are thrilled to announce that 2015 has resulted in a record investment across a range of Basketball Victoria categories. Our current suite of partners are broken down into various tiers. McDonald's, CTI Melbourne United Basketball Club, Molten, AGL, Schweppes, Echo Australia, NSR Australia, Custom College Recruitment, Champion Teamwear, Ultimate Sports Enterprises, Sports Education and Development Australia, Action Floors, Bounce Health, Core Advantage, Sports Life IQ, Vic Health, Sport and Rec Victoria, School Sport Victoria. We thank all our partners for their commitment and investment in our great game. We look forward to working with them to develop mutually beneficial outcomes in 2016 and beyond. The growth in our sport is unparalleled. However, with such growth comes challenges, some of which will become a long-term barrier for the sport. In some pockets of Melbourne and in regional Victoria, we are faced with a scarcity of courts to meet our demand. The availability of infrastructure is a critical issue for basketball, and we will continue to work with other sports to ensure facilities will remain front of mind when infrastructure investment decisions are made at local, state and federal government level. Throughout 2015, redevelopment projects were completed in Werribee and Keilor, and the following developments are currently underway or in the planning stages in Frankston, Casey, Bendigo, Ballarat, Stage 2 of Werribee, Manningham, Docklands and Collingwood. A strategic pillar for Basketball Victoria is in the area of awareness, and a communications department has been resourced in 2015 to promote the recognition of basketball and to further communicate key messages to various segments of the basketball community and beyond. Throughout 2015, Basketball Victoria's social media following has grown a whopping 360%. Through a whole of sport approach, we have developed a centralised communication plan. This will be highlighted mostly through the development of our new website platform that should be launched in 2016. Basketball Victoria's digital presence will continue to evolve over the course of 2016, enabling our sport to become a market leader in creative and innovative digital content for many years to come. 2015 was a huge year for Victorian basketball, both domestically and beyond. Team Vic claimed 5 national junior championships with our under-20 women, under-20 men, Vic Metro Ivor Burge women, Vic Metro Ivor Burge men and Vic Metro under-18 women, all with golden 2015 campaigns. 2015 was a big year for Victorian basketballers on the international stage. We currently boast a total of 115 athletes who are playing in the US college system at Division I level. And who could forget the epic NBA Final Series featuring our very own Andrew Bogut and his Golden State Warriors against Matthew Dellavedova and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We were fortunate enough to host a number of international clashes here in Melbourne throughout the year, beginning with a friendly between Japan and the Australian Boomerangs played in February at the Dandenong Basketball Stadium. In August, the Melbourne Olympic Park precinct was turned into Aussie Basketball HQ, and the Boomers and Opals took on our rivals from across the ditch, New Zealand, in the homecoming series. The precinct remained the focal point as the following week we welcomed Melbourne NBA prodigy and all-round excitement machine Ben Simmons and his LSU Tigers when they took on CTI Melbourne United in a pre-season blockbuster. The Victorian basketball community came out in droves and a capacity crowd took full advantage of the free ticket offer we put on to ensure everyone had the opportunity to see a future NBA superstar in action. The results achieved in 2015 would not be possible without the continued development of the sport at the grassroots level. It would be remiss of me not to acknowledge our 160 member associations and their team of tireless volunteers without whose support our great game could not be delivered. It is my pleasure to be able to recognise the army of people who, day in and day out, contribute their valuable time to provide an opportunity for the hundreds of thousands of people who play our great sport.